Mr.
Hey,
John Boy, thank
what's
you for
up?
doing this. The
Yeah.
important question is, do I call you John, John Boy, Mr. John Boy? What do I call you?
John Boy's cool, man. I mean, that's been my nickname since I was little. So, JB, John Boy, Jonathan, man. I'd like to, but no, you could call me whatever you want, man. So good to
Cool.
meet you, Darren.
Likewise, am I getting you from New York?
Yeah, I'm in New York. Where you at?
Long Island, New York, a beach town called Long Beach, which hopefully we'll
Okay.
get to experience
Yeah,
John Boy out.
yeah. I definitely want to go out there. Yeah, I've heard a lot about Long Beach, so yeah, I'm definitely wanting to make my way out there for sure.
I've got a lot of questions. We're going to be
Yeah.
concise about this, but how did working with Patron happen exactly? Because a lot of times when people work with a great spirit like Patron, it's like it's for a day. But hey, I read about the
Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo thing. You were working with them on the virtual rappers back in February. It's an ongoing thing.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I mean, some of my best memories have been drinking with Patron and just everything that I do, my brand partnerships. I wanted to make sense, like I don't want to be part of anything that I don't stick by and I don't stand by. And with Patron, I mean, it's just they care so much about their product and making sure they're very methodical. They're very precise with how they are with their tequila, and I feel like it just makes sense, especially with how I tattoo.
Yeah.
But no, man, it's just one of those brands, man, that I've just been, I just love Patron, since I could remember, since I could start, enjoying the tequila. But yeah, man, it just makes sense, man. And when they approached me, I was just in awe and shocked, and I'm just excited to keep working with them. And yeah, man, it's just an honor for sure.
I remember reading a couple of years ago when you'd first launched the tattoo parlor that you had at the Moxie Times Square that you were going to have your signature Gucci table. Has there ever been a Patron table?
Oh man, not yet, not yet. I would love that. I would love to design something cool with, like, the bee and just some of the images that I've come up with them. So yeah, that would be dope to customize some cool tapestry or something.
Now, about you, they usually introduce you as celebrity tattoo artist John Boy. When exactly did that tag first apply? How many years ago was that?
I would say maybe just maybe 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, I'm in my 21st year. It's just it's been my passion for that long. And I've just always loved people, man. So to be honest with you, man, like I've always just kind of treated everyone like a celebrity. What does it even mean to be a celebrity, to be celebrated? So I've always just kind of treated everyone like gold. Whoever walks in, through these doors, and whoever I get in my chair, I'm just honored to mark them for life. So I think for me, it was when I started tattooing, like Hailey Bieber. She got her first tattoos from me, and just had the best times because we met each other at church, and she started bringing a lot of her friends. And when it comes to that world of fame, they're very tight knit, and they all know each other. Surprisingly, they're all friends, and I get it now. But it's just neat to be able to have some of these people that I look up to, that I'm fans of, to be in my chair, and I get to just kind of have that vulnerable, like, one-on-one moment with them. It's very intimate, and I get to know them on a real level, not what the world may perceive of who they are. So it's really cool, man. And seeing that they're just on top of their game just encourages me to keep going. And yeah, man, I just want to be surrounded around the greats. So yeah, man, I'm just stoked.
What was your first specialty in terms of art before the tattoo world was set on fire by you and still is?
Man, I've always been drawn to Americana, just very, like, traditional sailor style tattooing, Cap Coleman, Sailor Jerry. I mean, that was my style, just that very Americana folk art. My grandpa was in the Navy. He had a rose. You know, I was a little skater kid, so you know, I love like that imagery. So that was the style art that I was drawn to. But I started tattooing old bikers, you know, so I would, you know, do those barbed wires and those, you know, Harley Davidson tattoos. And you know, I just love, you know, all genres, but I wasn't really good at all of them. You know, like I couldn't do a portrait if you asked me to do a portrait. And you know, these days, you know, I love doing just clean, straight lines, very simple, minimal tattoos. I think they age well, and they're a lot of them are I feel like they're timeless. They're classic. So
Got it. I was thinking about this. The only person that I can think of that was a tattoo artist before they were famous is Fred Durst. I believe I'm correct on that one. And of course, he eventually parlayed that into being a video director, directing some big movies, music videos, etc. For
yeah.
you, I'm assuming though this is not a stepping stone. We're not going to see you singing for a band one day or anything like that.
And you never know, man. I love, you know, I love to just be around. I love to be creative. I have so many outlets, you know, whether it's tattooing or mixing up a cool concoction, you know, with Patron, you know, or whatever it may be, man. I think you know, life is too short, and if you have these like, you know, desires to do and you know, to do these things, you know, why not? You know what I mean? Well, I'm sorry, lost my little AirPod here. I don't know, man. I don't want to leave this earth being like I coulda, shoulda, woulda. Not saying that I would be good at the things that I want to do, but you know, why not? Give it a shot. I mean, I want to stay in my own lane for sure, and I don't want to take away from you know, the hard work that people put in. But you know, it's all about just what your passion is and what you work hard on, man. Nothing's handed. Oh man, sorry, it keeps
Hey,
falling.
hey, I've done worse today. Things I dropped on the beach.
Oh man, the worst is like when I was on an airplane one time, man. I was using the restroom and that went in, and I was like, oh
Oh,
man, I couldn't do it. I couldn't just
it happens. But it sounds to me like you're being creative all the time, whether it's mixology, whether it's tattooing, whether it's any kind of visual art, all creative all the time, even if you're not in a parlor.
I mean, yeah, man, we live in, I mean, you know, we live in New York City, bro. Like, it's just, there's so much that inspires me. Just walking 10 blocks, 30 blocks, you don't even notice because I'm just drawn to whatever it may be, whether it's the people that go out and the fashion that people wear, or looking into, you know, the windows of you know, the department stores or designers, whatever it may be, man, the museums. I mean, there's so much inspiration that's why I just can't get away from New York, you know. It just drives me to be so creative. You know, and it's such a, if you can open your eyes and open your mind and allow yourself to do that, man, there's just a freedom in that, you know what I mean? To not be just you know, just be so confined in this box of who we're supposed to be, you know. I don't know if that's just my artist self, you know, thinking, but man, like there's a freedom that I feel when I'm able to just you know, create. But at the same time, man, I inspire from like, you know, God the creator. So it's like, you know, I just love it. I love life, man. I love people. That's the main thing, dude. I love people, man. There's so much to learn from everything.
Well, three quick questions and then you're a free man because you've been so gracious with your time. Most people on a Sunday evening are not doing press like
Oh,
you.
come on, man.
So
No, I appreciate you, man. You know, you could be anywhere else in the world, but you decided to be with me on
I'm talking
Sunday.
to
So
JonBoy. Well,
come
first
on.
question I have, and of course you're going to say I listen to everything, but do you have a favorite musical artist or two?
Wow. I, you know, it just that's just, there's just so many, dude. I mean, it depends on like the genre, you know, like I gosh, I feel like if I I love everyone from like Post Malone, G-Eazy, Noah Cyrus, Justin Bieber. I love my Hillsong Worship. Man, there's so many. I love, you know, everyone from like Carrie Underwood to like, Man, there's just so many. Billie Eilish. I mean, I just love music, man. I love Sinatra. I love the oldies. I love, Stevie Wonder. I mean, we can go on and on and on. It's just like music is, a window to your soul. So, when whatever it is I'm feeling, I can turn on something that can either encourage me and get me on just making me feel so, high and positive to, music has such an influence on your spirit. So, you have to be careful with what you allow in. But I love music. I mean, I think it's a beautiful, symphony when someone can create music. I've been in the studio with a lot of my friends, and to see the process of that we don't see that we just see the hit that they put out,
Right.
but we don't see the hours and hours and days listening to the same track over and over again. You're like, what, aren't you done with that yet? But it's because they're creating something so perfect and orchestrated. But I love all music, man. I don't discriminate. I love it all. I love reggaeton. I love it all, man. I love it all.
What you just said sounds like your journey as an artist. Sounds like the great folks at Patron. They're not just going, yeah, try this, done. You refine art. It's a long-term process, and you always try and make things better. So there you go. Next question.
Thanks, man.
Favorite TV show of the moment? If somebody needs a new show to start because they're done binging everything, what should they be watching?
Oh, man. Shoot. That's tough, man. I've been watching it's a show called Death by Magic. I love magic.
Oh.
I don't know. I came across this show called Death by Magic, where this magician just goes around the world doing these magic tricks that a lot of these great magicians have failed to do and died. It's pretty crazy. But I love the element of magic. I used to do a little magic when I was little. I was on the Bozo show back in the day and won a magic trick kit, whatever.
Wow.
But man, everything from but I love comedy. I love drama. Sometimes I love those, murder shows. It's just weird, but yeah. Yeah, man, there's a lot of great TV out there. So yeah.
And then my last question, which has nothing to do with anything, but I want to ask a tattoo industry professional this, because you would know better than me. Is Ink the Original good? I'm asking this as a Van Halen diehard fan. I know David Lee Roth started this thing, but I haven't heard anything about it, and I'm not in the industry. What can you tell me about Ink the Original?
Ink the Original?
Yeah.
Say it again.
David Lee Roth and Van Halen started up a tattoo skincare brand, and I can't find anyone that knows anything about it. And I'm guessing that's the same here.
I mean, now I'm excited to understand it more. So yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, thanks for turning me on. I need to look into that. So
well, there you go. So best places to find you online, about your partnerships with Patron and websites, and where should we be looking?
Yeah, I mean, first, Instagram, JonBoy Tattoo. I'm with the Society NYC. I'm at the Moxie Hotel in Times Square, roaming around the streets of New York, man. So if you see me, just holler.
Will do. Thank you so much for your time. Just keep up all the greatness there, JonBoy.
Thanks, Darren. Appreciate you. Thanks for having me. Peace.
Paltrocast.